Does it get any better than Bears, Packers, and Lambeau Field? That's what we get on Thursday night. The oldest rivalry in the NFL continues. Packers have had the upper hand in this rivalry recently. However, last week these two teams had very different starts to the season. Chicago blew out Indianapolis at home, a feel-good win for the Bears to start the season. Green Bay, meanwhile, got beat at Lambeau Field by the San Francisco 49ers in one of the more surprising results of Week 1. Now, of course, the Niners are a good team, but it was surprising because Green Bay was 15-1 in the regular season last year, looked almost unbeatable at times, and San Francisco just went in there and smacked them around. I mean, this game was not really close. The better team clearly won on that day. In a showdown of sort of the new NFL, you always hear people say that in today's NFL you have to pass the ball to win, and the running game is no longer important, playing defense is no longer important. The Green Bay Packers are sort of the poster child for that way of thinking. Last season, they led the league in scoring, 35 points a game with MVP Aaron Rodgers and those great wide receivers. They were dead last in the league in defense, and the running game up there is an afterthought, as it was again in Week 1. San Francisco 49ers go about it in a more traditional way. They play great defense. Their offense predicated on a power running game. And we saw those two styles meet in Green Bay on Sunday. And listen, again, I know we had the highest scoring Week 1 in NFL history, but if you think playing defense and running the football has gone out of style, I urge you to take a look at the tape of that San Francisco-Green Bay game and watch this San Francisco 49er team. They really took it to Green Bay and Lambeau Field. However, the team that's coming into Lambeau Field on Thursday, much different than the San Francisco 49ers. Niners have one of the best defenses in the league, and even though the Bears did blow out the Colts in Week 1, their defense displayed some of those same disturbing traits that really, cost them last year. This defense they generally have a reputation as a good defense. They're known as a good defense, but they're mostly living off reputation these days. Pass defense, they were 28th in the league last year. They can be had in the secondary. That is not a good thing when you're going to go up against Aaron Rodgers and these Green Bay Packers. Even though Greg Jennings, the Packers wide receiver, is doubtful for this game, he may not play, so that is definite hope for the Bears defense. But again, this is not the 49ers defense. This is a different story entirely, and I expect the Green Bay offense sort of pick it back up and look more like the unit we've seen for the last 3 years or so. Now, I do expect the Bears to score some points in this game too. As we said, that Green Bay defense last in the league last year, and they made a 49ers offense that was not too exciting last year look pretty good in Week 1. And that Bears offense looked really good against the Colts, hung over 40 points on the Colts. The new additions to the team, free agent wide receiver Brandon Marshall, rookie wide receiver draft pick Alshon Jeffrey, and Michael Bush, the free agent running back who's now pairing with Matt Forte in the backfield. They all three made significant contributions, and that offense looked like what Bears management, Bears fans had to be envisioning, heading into this season based on those offseason acquisitions. Now, I do lean towards the Packers in this game. I think right now it's time to take a deep breath and stop and make sure we don't overreact based on Week 1 results. Obviously, everybody was surprised to see the Packers get handled like that. Chicago just rolled right over the Colts. But remember, the Packers were playing the San Francisco 49ers, one of the best teams in the league. The Bears, on the other hand, were playing the Indianapolis Colts, who were 2-14 last year, starting a rookie quarterback in his first career start. And by the way, that rookie quarterback, Andrew Luck, still passed for over 300 yards. So I do think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to get it back going in this game. Plus. Now, Green Bay, 5.5-point favorite. Don't know if I even mentioned that. BETDAQ currently has Green Bay installed as a 5.5-point favorite in this game. 51 the total. And Green Bay, there hadn't been a better team to bet on, really, outside of the San Francisco 49ers last year, over the last couple of seasons, really ever since Coach Mike McCarthy's been there. The Packers, heading into this year, in Mike McCarthy's 6 years, they were an incredible 63-39-2 against the spread. I'll say that again, 63-39-2 against the spread in Mike McCarthy's 6 seasons. That is a great team to bet on. They're 12-4 against the spread in their last 16 games at home. After laying an egg Week 1 against San Francisco, now that they get a division rival in there they're familiar with a soft secondary, a weak secondary, I do expect Green Bay to outscore Chicago in this game, and I do lean towards taking Green Bay and laying those 5.5 points. Now, my opinion there is just based on my perception of these two teams, and it is Week 2, and I'll tell you what, Chicago has a chance to go out in front of the football-watching world, which is me and you and everybody else, and they have a chance to make a statement. If Chicago can march in there on Thursday night and beat Green Bay in Lambeau Field, after this Packers team just lost in Week 1, they couldn't be any more motivated. I know they're going to be without Greg Jennings, but this is going to be a motivated Packer team who wants to show the NFL, the football watching world, that last week was a fluke. They are the same team we saw last year and the year before when they won the Super Bowl. If the Bears can march in there and beat this team, they will change a lot of people's perceptions about them, including mine. And this is week 2, so things like that happen early in the season. I'll be watching closely to see if it happens on Thursday night.